We are now on to one of our final sections before we embark on not one project, not two, but 6 different projects that will look to bring together all of the knowledge you've picked up over the course so far. Now you've already come so far, but we are now about to learn arguably one of the most powerful features of Python, the ability to create and utilize functions. So let's dive straight into what functions are. Now it's very possible that in your daily role at work, you use common formulas to produce some form of output, or you have a set of business rules that are used across various teams in your organization. For example, you may have a rating system at work which takes into account how many sales an individual has made. If you make over a certain number of sales, you get a rating, and this rating logic can be consolidated into a function. So as an example, if I had this conditional statement on screen, you can see that if we make over 10,000 sales, we print out gold status, 5,000 or more would print out silver, 1,000 or more would print out bronze status, and everything else would print out keep selling. Now this logic in a conditional statement can be used in this program, but if we don't define this in a function, it can't be called elsewhere. But what I am able to do is place this logic into a function definition, and don't worry about the syntax for now, we'll get onto this in the next video. But now I have this logic inside of a function definition, where the function is called rating and it accepts one parameter called sales. You can now see that if I call the rating function and pass in 10,000 into this function, we print out gold status. If I pass in 5,000, we print out silver status, and if I pass in 500, we print out keep selling. So by producing a function which takes care of the rating system, you are able to make your business rules reusable by multiple applications, as people would simply need to use the function that performs the specific task. Just like when we use the print function to perform the task of printing a value to the screen. This is a built-in function that comes with Python, but we can also create user-defined functions that can be created by developers and used by others. Now a great principle to follow when coding in Python, or any language for that matter, is the concept of dry. This stands for don't repeat yourself. If you are writing the same code more than once in multiple places, take a step back and think dry. When you repeat your code in multiple places, it will lead to difficulty in maintaining the program. For example, if you have a rating system in 3 different places, but you forget to change the code in one of these places, reports and systems will then misalign. So functions can help with the readability of code and help centralize logic to make code reusable and easier to maintain. And at a high level, we can basically divide functions into 2 types. We have built-in functions, which are functions that are pre-built into Python and you don't have to code them yourself. And we've used plenty of these in the course, like the type function, len function, print function, and so on. And then we have user-defined functions. So functions that are defined by the users themselves. And it's these user-defined functions that we're going to dive into in a lot more detail throughout this section.